This workshop is a continuation of transients in an unprotected pipeline. Here you will try different protective equipment at J1 and compare the results. You'll start out creating alternatives which will become the building blocks for each of your scenarios. Here we're creating a without surge protection alternative and also a with hydropneumatic tank alternative. You'll create a scenario which would be your base without surge protection and match that to its corresponding active topology alternative, and then create the with hydropneumatic tank and also associate that with the active topology alternative. Make sure that base is your current scenario and lay out a pipe, a hydropneumatic tank, and another pipe as shown. Relabel your pipes to match what we have in the workshop. Also reset your labeling as shown. The new pipes correspond to P1 and P2, so make sure to edit the length to match the corresponding pipe as well as the wave speed. Enter physical and transient properties for the hydropneumatic tank. Notice that all the elements are active in this base scenario. We will make them inactive in the existing without surge protection scenario and make them active in the with hydropneumatic tank scenario. Inactive elements are either grayed out or they're not displayed depending on your settings. You will now create a profile that includes the hydropneumatic tank. Compute both the initial conditions and the transient analysis. No cavities should be reported in the user notifications. Go to the Transient Results viewer and review the profile. The results show there is no vapor pocket forming anywhere in the system, so adding the hydropneumatic tank does effectively prevent the formation and collapse of a vapor pocket. We will add the pipe ends near the hydropneumatic tank as reporting points and rerun the simulation. This way we can report the flow in the vicinity of that hydropneumatic tank, as well as hydraulic rate line and any air or vapor. A positive flow here means that the tank is emptying, whereas the negative flow means that water is entering the hydropneumatic tank. Narrow down the list of properties by selecting any of the predefined views from the drop-down menu. To complete the results table at the end of the workshop, you can either click individually on each of the elements, or you can use the flex tables to look more than one element at the same time. You could also select multiple elements and right-click and select Data Table to choose which fields you'd like to report for all those elements. You could save a data table or graph by clicking on the Add to Graph Manager option so that you can access this data table or graph again in the future. We will now simulate an air valve at J1. First, an active topology will be created, then a scenario, and then assign the right active topology to that scenario. Make sure to get back to the base scenario before laying out the pipe, the air valve, and the other pipe. Use the flex tables to input length and wave speed for those two pipes. Input all the physical and transient properties for the air valve. And make the new elements inactive in the existing without surge protection scenario, and make them active in the with air valve scenario. Create a new profile that includes the air valve, and you're ready to compute both the initial conditions and the transient analysis. This air valve allows air in and out of the system, so you will not see vapor, but you see reports of the cavity opening and closing as the air goes in and out. This profile shows that there is no vapor, but there is air volume at the air valve location. But notice that subatmospheric pressures are found for a large portion downstream of the valve. Also notice that the maximum transient head tends to go pretty high, as shown here. Add the pipe ends near the air valve as reporting points and rerun the simulation so you can see time histories near the valve with pressure and vapor. Notice that when the pressure drops to 0 bars, the valve opens to let air into the system. When air is released and the volume drops to almost 0, the pressure spikes up again. Follow the same steps to create the surge tank alternative and scenario. You'll be testing two different kinds of surge tanks, with check valve and without, so you also need a physical alternative. An initial settings alternative and also a transient alternative. Create the new scenario and make sure to associate all those new alternatives to it. Switch back to the base scenario before inputting the new pipe, surge tank element, and the other pipe. Enter the length and wave speed for those pipes, and input the physical and transient properties for the surge tank with check valve. Set the report period to 10 so that you can get detailed information on the surge tanks. Make the new elements inactive in the existing without surge protection scenario and active in the surge tank scenario. And create a new profile that includes the surge tank. Make sure that the surge tank scenario is the current one and compute both initial conditions and transient analysis. This surge tank eliminates the formation of vapor pockets, either at the high point or anywhere else in the system. And the maximum transient envelope is slightly above the initial conditions. A surge tank with check valve allows the water that's stored in the surge tank to enter the pipeline, but it doesn't allow water from the pipeline to go back into the surge tank. By preventing the water column separation, you're preventing the formation of those vapor pockets. Go to Report and Detailed Report to see the flow leaving the surge tank reported as inflow. You will now simulate a two-way surge tank. So you need to create new physical and transient alternatives, and then a new scenario that includes those new alternatives. Make sure you're in the surge tank no check valve scenario and make some physical changes to the operating range of that surge tank. Make sure that it does not have a check valve. Compute initial settings and transient analysis. And open up the profile in the transient results viewer. Notice that this two-way surge tank not only prevents the formation of vapor pockets, but it also protects the system from having high transient pressures. However, this is a very tall tank, which might not be convenient to install. Look at the detailed report to understand the flow into the surge tank and out of the surge tank during the simulation. The final protective device to analyze is a surge relief valve. Follow the same procedure to create an active topology alternative and scenario. Make sure to go back to the base scenario and lay out the pipe, surge relief valve, and the other pipe. Input length and wave speed. And set the right information for physical and transient properties for the surge relief valve. Go back to the existing without surge protection and make those new elements inactive, and make them active in the with surge relief valve scenario. Create that profile through the SRV and compute. Notice that when the threshold pressure is reached, the surge relief valve will open to release that high pressure. Because the SRV only relieves high pressure, it doesn't prevent the formation of a vapor pocket. So a pocket forms and then collapses, which creates that big pressure wave that travels through the pipeline.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. If you want to see more such series, consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you, and see you next time.